People related to psychopaths, what were the earliest signs of their behavior? 2 years ago, I woke up to a gun pointed at my face, and the person holding it was my nephew. I was staying at my sister-in-law's house, and it was just after 5 a.m. I'd woken up early, as usual, and decided to stay quiet to avoid disturbing anyone. That's when the bedroom door creaked open. I assumed it was one of my kids, but when I looked closer, I froze. It was my nephew, and he was holding what looked like an AR-15. My mind instantly went into survival mode. PTSD from Iraq does that to you. My heart raced, my breathing got shallow, but I stayed perfectly still, watching as he crept toward me. He moved to the side of the bed, lifted the muzzle, and pointed it inches from my face. In that moment, I thought I was done. I wasn't thinking about myself anymore, just my wife and kids. I couldn't let him hurt them. Without hesitation, I grabbed the barrel and shoved it back with everything I had. The force sent the butt straight into his face. He stumbled, crying and screaming at me, saying he was going to end me. Blood dripped from his nose as I stood there, heart pounding, trying to process what had just happened. The lights flipped on, and that's when I saw it. The gun was a toy rifle, a realistic-looking AR-15 replica. Apparently, his grand plan was to stick the toy in my face and pull the trigger to scare me with flashing lights and fake gunfire sounds. But that wasn't how my sister-in-law saw it. To her, I was the problem, a mentally unstable veteran who was a danger to children. She called the cops, determined to have me arrested for abusing her son. The police arrived, and the interviews lasted all day. I was terrified they'd believe her. But then the truth came out. Turns out, my nephew wasn't just a problem with me. He was a problem everywhere. His school had a file on him because he regularly threatened to bring weapons to class. In the end, the police let me go. A detective called me a week later and said there would be no charges. He admitted his interview with my nephew was chilling and hoped my sister-in-law would finally get him some help. But I know she won't. One day, when he's standing in court as a grown man, she'll still be crying. He's just a boy. I pray he doesn't hurt anyone, but with the way things are going, I wouldn't bet on it.